Our guest tonight is WWE Diva Natalya. How you doing?
I'm doing great, thank you.
We appreciate your time. Listen, you are part of the grand opening celebration for the Friskies Create and Taste Kitchen in New York City today. In addition to using the hashtags Team Saucy and Team Tender to help donate meals to shelter cats, Friskies has partnered with Pet Finder to help find homes for needy felines as well. Why did you feel you were the ideal celebrity to team with Friskies for this event, and how can wrestling fans help support the cause?
Well, when I was approached about doing this event with Friskies, obviously I was honored because I think anybody that knows Natty knows that she's the crazy cat lady. And I'm very proud of my moniker as the crazy cat lady. And, you know, if you watch Total Divas or you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you know that I love cats. And, you know, we have a competition going on in our house right now as well with Team Saucy and Team Tender. It's very divided. But, you know, obviously Friskies is, you know, my cats are very spoiled and they love it, but it's also really cool because Friskies is giving back. And very much like WWE, you know, as much fun as we have in the ring, we also use our reach to give back to the community. And so when Friskies approached me about doing this, I was just so excited. And, you know, about the partnership with, the love that I had for cats. And, you know, like I said, I was just honored and thrilled. And we're helping shelter cats. Anytime somebody uses the handle Team Saucy or Team Tender, a donation will be made for a free meal for a cat across the country. So it's like, I think over 10,000 meals are going to be donated across the country. And if not more. So it's something, again, I feel kind of blessed that I can use my reach as a WWE Diva and partner with Friskies and really kind of spread the word about, you know, giving back.
Mike Chiari?
Well, as a cat lover and an animal lover in general, I always enjoy hearing the stories about the Hart family and all the pets that kind of roamed around at the Hart house. So firstly, I was wondering, how did growing up in that environment kind of help shape your appreciation for cats specifically? And also, if you could, maybe share a funny or interesting animal-related story that kind of sticks with you from back then.
Well, my family is always, we're very animal-friendly. My grandfather had, at the Hart House, you know, everybody knows the Hart House, the dungeon downstairs, but my grandfather had tons of cats and bears and dogs. I mean, bears. There was a bear in our dungeon at one point. It's a long story. But you know, there's a story that's a very famous wrestling story with Dynamite Kid. And Dynamite Kid tells a story about my grandfather using a spatula to clean up something and then using it to cook at the same time. So nobody will confirm or deny that story, but let's just put it this way. The cats always ran the house at my grandfather's house. So we love animals. And the bear story I will tell you another day.
Can't wait. Brandon Galvin?
Well, we were huge fans of the work you and Tyson Kidd were doing with the cat influences on his attire, and you had almost like a Catwoman dominatrix attire while managing Tyson and Cesaro. And your characters seem to be rejuvenated over the past year. How did that idea to incorporate the cat influences come about? And are there any other ideas you thought of to work into your attire or storylines?
Well, Tyson and Cesaro, they do love cats. Everybody knows that. And it's funny, when I was kind of thinking about, you know, I was trying to revamp my costume, and we covered that a little bit on Total Divas, but I'd always been like, I love Michelle Pfeiffer, and I loved her when she played Catwoman, and I was like, I want to just look like, you know, Catwoman. And so that's kind of really where I got my inspiration for that, and we covered that a little bit on Total Divas. And as much as I'm a crazy cat lady, TJ he's a crazy cat lady himself, and he loves cats, and if we could have a house full of cats, like a Persian cat factory and rescue cats and, you know, just cats and more cats, we would. But we're not home all the time, so it would be kind of hard to take care of them. But, maybe that'll be for the next season of Total Divas. We'll feature myself opening up a cat factory at the Neidhart house.
Well, one of the biggest topics in all of wrestling is the Divas Revolution. As someone who has been one of the most talented women's wrestlers on the roster for several years, has it been hard to watch on the sidelines as other women get the chance to shine, especially Sunday at SummerSlam? And do you think the WWE Universe will see you chasing another Divas Championship soon?
Well, that's a great question. Actually, I get that question right now more than any other question about why, what do I think of the Divas Revolution? Why am I not involved in it? Would I like to be a part of it? It's awesome that the Divas are finally getting a chance to showcase their talents, and I think it really, all of our Divas on the main roster, all the Divas that are from NXT, everybody is, they wanted to show what they can do, and if you have the talent, why not back it up? And so it's really cool to see, Charlotte Flair, Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch getting this opportunity. And of course, I would love to be a part of it. In some ways, it's, like I said, I want to give them a big hug when they come back from their matches and tell everybody how great they did because I'm so proud of them. But at the same time, I would love to be a part of it too. So, we'll see what happens. But, I understand that timing is everything. And, sometimes they save the best for last. So, and I would love to go for the Divas Championship again. If you don't want to be the Divas Champion in WWE, if you're in the women's division or in our Divas division, what are you doing in the Divas division? You should have aspirations to want to be the best. You should believe in yourself. And WWE is all about empowering, yourself and really reaching your dreams.
Mike Chiari?
Well, I think every wrestling fan is anxiously awaiting your eventual involvement in the Divas Revolution angle. So I have kind of a two-part question for when that eventually happens. The first being, which of the three current Divas factions do you feel like you maybe relate the most to and would fit best with? And also, number two, if you could create your own faction to maybe go against those other three factions, which two women's wrestlers would you want fighting by your side, whether current or all time?
Well, if I was going to, the faction that it's funny because I think every team really brings something unique to the table. I started out with the Bella Twins. I'm very close with them. I'm very good friends with them. They have proven, it's funny because they've really gotten to be very good in the ring. And a lot of people for a long time, they were accused of just being models and just being pretty faces, and they've proven like they're good. And you look at, I love watching Sasha Banks wrestle. She's just a firecracker. But somebody that stood out to me so much is Trinity, aka Naomi. We call her Trinity on Total Divas, but Naomi has brought so much attitude. She's embraced this bad girl role to the nines, and she's been phenomenal. But I think the standout person in this whole thing, I don't know, when I'm watching from a distance, Becky Lynch. I'm watching her and I'm thinking, she's got the it factor. She's got the whole package. So if I could create my own team, I would definitely include Bayley in that team. Definitely. And you never know who the third team member would be. I've kind of been scouting Emma as well. So Emma and Bayley, the three of us, we have been underdogs for a long time, and we're ready to prove ourselves. So, like I said, I've been keeping my eye on all sorts of people. I've also been crazy enough impressed with Dana Brooke. She kind of reminds me of a young and up-and-coming Beth Phoenix. So you just never know.
PG?
We watch Total Divas every week, and one of the earlier storylines of the show was about you seemingly serving as a chaperone or a mother-like figure for some of the other divas. But you're the most polished in-ring diva in the company, so do you feel like you've been overlooked in recent years?
Well, I get that a lot from everyone, and it's funny because for a long time I used to say, no, everything's fine, and I'm fine. Everybody, it's like the elephant in the room. Like Natalya is the most underrated diva in the WWE. And I used to kind of just brush it off and act like it wasn't true and it didn't matter. And the truth of the matter is that WWE has taught me more than anyone or anything about standing up for myself, using my voice, using my reach, believing in myself. And I believe more than anyone that offers that opinion about me being underrated, that, yeah, I actually do feel very underrated. But at the same time, being an underdog has been my biggest attribute because I never get comfortable. I'm always hungry, and that's part of the success that I've had on Total Divas. I've always found ways to reinvent myself, and being an underdog has actually been my greatest asset. And it's something that is not just endearing to WWE fans around the world, but people in general can relate to that. struggling and overcoming something. And, you know, I mean, it's, to me, especially our WWE fans, they know what they like, they know what they don't like, and I feel like I ultimately have their respect.
Well, one of the reasons you haven't been on WWE programming as much in recent weeks and even months now is your husband Tyson Kidd suffered a serious neck injury. First, can you tell us an update on how he is doing? And can you tell us what the future holds in the immediate future for you in the WWE while Tyson is recovering?
Well, Tyson's doing really well, actually. He and John Cena are having a competition to who can be the most mutant-like in their recovery. I saw John Cena last week, and I saw his nose, and I almost forgot that you remember his nose injury. Who could forget it? But I saw John Cena backstage, and I was like, wow, I forgot that you even had an injury. Like, his nose looked like it was totally normal, even though he had it, like, literally moved to the side of his face. And TJ is no different than John in the sense that he's strong, he's a soldier, he's doing great, and I think it's given him more of a chance to bond with our cats. And, you know, everything in life, not just in this situation, but in general, like, we are just taking it one day at a time and really being appreciative and grateful for what we have, you know. And TJ is, I mean, he's definitely getting his fill of the WWE Network. Let me just tell you that much right now. He's bonding with the cats. He's not eating Friskies, but the cats are. But he's doing really well, and I know one day he's going to come back and knock everybody's socks off again when he comes back in the ring.
Mike Chiari?
You've been a cast member on Total Divas since the very beginning, and it's a show I really enjoy personally. But for whatever reason, it seems like maybe some of the more cynical WWE fans think that it in some way detracts from the wrestling aspect or something like that. Why do you think Total Divas is a positive, though, for the Divas, and how do you think it might help in terms of, you know, furthering the Divas revolution?
I think Total Divas has been nothing but an asset to the entire Divas division because you get a chance to see more of our personalities. And in telling stories, you need characters, and characters have to have personalities. You can't have a good guy without a bad guy. You can't, and sometimes when you have a 2 or 3 hour program like Raw or SmackDown, it's not enough time for everyone to show these dynamic, in-depth personalities. But when you watch Total Divas, it's really a very inside look at who we are, and I think sometimes people just want to complain for the sake of complaining. It's like when I was Divas champion, they were like complaining that I was champion. When I wasn't, they were saying, why isn't she champion? Sometimes, listen, I'm a girl, and I complain 24/7 about this, that, and everything else. My room's too hot. It's too cold. I'm freezing. I can't stand my hair today. I feel fat. I feel pretty. Like, all of us are human, and that's what Total Divas shows. We're all human. We're all real, and we laugh, we cry, we fall down, we get back up, we hug it out, we duke it out, and it's really anything that can bring more attention to the Divas division and really broaden our horizons. Why not?
BG, final question?
I grew up with purging cats all my life. My parents still have 6 who devour their Friskies food. So growing up, cats in movies and cartoons always resonate with me, especially Garfield. Is there a famous cat, whether real or cartoon, that resonated with you growing up?
A famous cat?
Yeah.
Gosh. Yeah, Garfield might be one of them. I love Sylvester. The Bugs Bunny and Sylvester. I absolutely yeah, I mean, I've always just been a crazy cat lady, and it's so cool when we're actually heading to the Friskies Create and Taste Kitchen today, and basically being in New York obviously is a thrill, but I kind of was starstruck. Yesterday we got a sneak peek at what we're doing today, and I was starstruck when I met Grumpy Cat again and Nala Cat, and these cats are like commodities. Grumpy Cat's been the star of a few movies, and every time I walk into a store, I end up seeing something Grumpy Cat, a keychain, a pair of slippers. Next thing you know, this cat's going to have his own shampoo line. And, well, maybe not shampoo line, but you know what I mean. Some sort of crazy. But yeah, so it's so cool. I was pretty starstruck, and it's funny because Nala Cat was there too, and I was like, oh, let's see what this Nala Cat's all about. The cat has 2.2 million followers on Instagram, and they're both supporting Friskies. Nala is Team Tender, and Grumpy is Team Saucy, and both of them are very, I will tell you, they have diva-like personalities. There's a lot of ego with both of them. They both believe in who they are. They both stand strongly behind their beliefs, and Grumpy loves her saucy friskies. but yeah, so I was starstruck when I met both of them, especially Grumpy because she's a diva.
A huge thank you to WWE Diva Natalya. Tell the fans where they can support Friskies and you.
Yeah, we're actually doing a huge event today. You can come. It's actually going on until 7 tonight, but you can come see me, and I'll be at the the Friskies Create and Taste Kitchen, and I'll be there from 12 to 2. So I can't wait to meet everyone and see everyone, as well as embracing my inner Grumpy and my inner Nala, and spreading love. It's like this isn't just about Friskies cat food. This is about helping cats in need, and that's an amazing a message that Friskies is sending out. So I can't wait to see everyone between 12 and 2 at the Friskies at 1701 Broadway.
Another huge thanks to WWE Diva Natalya. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you guys so much.